attack by Israel and prayed for the speedy recovery of the injured. The Prime Minister emphasized that Israel's brazen aggression in the Middle East must be stopped, and the Ummah needed unity among its ranks in the face of Israeli provocations. The Prime Minister appreciated Qatar's responsible, constructive, and mediatory role in efforts to bring peace in Gaza and stressed that such acts of Israeli aggression were clearly meant to undermine regional stability and threaten ongoing diplomatic and humanitarian efforts. The Prime Minister said that at Qatar's request, Pakistan had requested for an emergency session of Israeli aggression were clearly meant to undermine regional stability and threaten ongoing diplomatic and humanitarian efforts. The Prime Minister said that at Qatar's request, Pakistan had requested for an emergency session of the UN Security Council to discuss the recent developments in the Middle East. He also welcomed Qatar's decision to host an extraordinary Arab-Islamic summit on September 15th and said Pakistan had indicated its willingness to the OIC to co-sponsor and co-convene the summit. The visit reaffirmed the deep-rooted brotherly ties between Pakistan and Qatar and their shared commitment to peace and stability in the region. At the request of Algeria, Pakistan and Somalia, the UN Security Council convened an urgent meeting on the aggression against Qatar. The request was supported by other council members also. During the session, Pakistan's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Asim Iftikhar, said that this irresponsible action by Israel was yet another manifestation of its systemic disregard for international law and its present policy of destabilizing the region. It adds to its long and dubious record of aggression, brutal military actions in Gaza, repeated cross-border strikes in Syria, Lebanon, Iran, and Yemen, all of which amount to violations of the UN Charter and international humanitarian law. Such acts of aggression, as defined by UNGA Resolution 3314, also set a dangerous precedent, erode the primacy of the rule of law, and breed a culture of impunity that threatens the security of all states. He added that at a time when delicate negotiations on Gaza peace deal were progressing towards a possible breakthrough, striking the territory of a principal mediator and those directly involved in negotiations is a deliberate attempt to sabotage diplomacy, derail peace efforts, and prolong the suffering of the civilians. He emphasized that it is evident that Israel, the occupying power, is bent on doing everything to undermine and blow up every possibility of peace. Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Murat Nurtaliyev, undertook an official visit to Pakistan from 8th to 9th September 2025. He was accompanied by a high-level 13-member delegation, including the Minister of Transport of Kazakhstan. During the visit, the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Kazakhstan called on the Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif and also called on the President of Pakistan and held comprehensive talks with the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Pakistan. During the delegation-level talks, the two sides reviewed the entire spectrum of bilateral relations. Discussions focused on enhancing trade and investment flows, expanding agricultural cooperation, advancing collaboration in information technology, education, culture, and tourism, and strengthening regional connectivity through logistics and transport links. They also exchanged views on enhancing coordination at multilateral fora. Following the delegation-level talks, the two leaders also signed the action plan of cooperation between the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Pakistan and Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Kazakhstan. The action plan provides a structured roadmap for intensified engagement in diverse fields, including politics, trade and economy, defense and security, science and technology, culture, tourism, humanitarian assistance, and consular facilitation. Before the delegation-level talks, meetings of the visiting Kazakh delegation were also held with Pakistan's Ministers of Communication, railways and commerce. Moreover, the meeting of joint working groups on IT and agriculture were also held. The Kazakh delegation also visited National Aerospace Science and Technology Park to explore cooperation in the IT sector. Moreover, the Kazakh DPM also held a business meeting with the Pakistani captains of Pakistan industry. Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister, Senator Mohammad Ishaq Dar spoke with Foreign Minister of Azerbaijan, Jehan Behramov, on 10 September 2025. The two leaders discussed bilateral matters of mutual interest and followed up on Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif's recent meeting with President Aliyev on the sidelines of the SCO summit. The Turkish Minister of National Defense, Yashar Guler, visited Pakistan 8th to 10 September 2025 to lead the Turkish delegation for the 16th session of Pakistan-Turkey Joint Ministerial Commission. Mr. Guler also called on the Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif and held meetings with Defence Minister Khaja Mohammad Asif and Field Marshal Sayyid Asim Munir during his 3-day visit. During the call on the Prime Minister, the two sides shared their commitment to further deepen the bilateral cooperation between the two brotherly countries in all areas of mutual interest. During the meetings of Minister Guler with Defence Minister Khaja Asif and Field Marshal Sayyid Asim Munir, both sides reaffirmed their commitment to further strengthen the strategic and defence cooperation. The 16th JMC was co-chaired by Pakistan's Minister of Commerce, Mr. Jam Kamal Khan, and Minister Guler. The meeting provided an opportunity to follow up on the agenda of the High-Level Strategic Cooperation Council. Key outcomes of the meeting focused on strengthening cooperation in trade, investment, pharmaceuticals, information technology, e-commerce, connectivity and transport, education, mining, agriculture, media and tourism. Pakistan assumed the chair of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, Regional Anti-Terrorist Structure, or in other words SCO RATS, on 10 September 2025. In its capacity as the chair of SCO RATS, Pakistan will work towards fostering regional cooperation against terrorism in line with shared priorities guided by the Shanghai spirit of mutual trust, equality and shared responsibility. It will also host events and activities across key domains, including cyber counter-terrorism, information operations, border security, countering terrorist financing, and capacity building to deepen collaboration. As a frontline state in combating terrorism, Pakistan continues to make unparalleled sacrifices to ensure safety and security, not only of its own people, but the region and beyond. As a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council, Pakistan has also been entrusted with key responsibilities in the counter-terrorism domain. Among others, Pakistan will continue to work with international and regional partners to advance collective efforts against terrorism in line with the principles of SCO, international law, and the UN Charter. Pakistan is deeply grieved at the loss of precious lives in Nepal. We convey condolences to the bereaved families and offer prayers for the swift recovery of the injured. We trust that the resilience of the Nepalese people will shape a future marked by harmony and renewed hope. The people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir continue to face different oppressive measures by Indian authorities. Grant of bail has once again been denied to prominent Kashmiri leader, Mr. Shabir Ahmed Shah, who has recently been diagnosed with cancer. Besides, around 2 weeks back, the local authorities arbitrarily decided to take over 215 private schools run by Falah-e-Aam Trust. These coercive steps are a clear manifestation of the high-handed approach of the Indian authorities. We urge them to respect the fundamental rights and freedoms of the Kashmiri people and grant them their inalienable right